Hey everybody, welcome back to Tomcat Zone here for our continued evaluation of our Indian Ocean War campaign here. We're starting into game turn 10, which is the morning phase, morning turn of game day 4. Don't have a log file here, and as I said in the last video, it's going to start getting to the point where these videos become shorter just for the lack of things that we're able to do as the number of units are killed across the map, or destroyed, I should say, and just the face-to-face opportunity to get action segments done happens more often. Truthfully, it happened a lot more often because of, at this point, we were going through the holidays. Work was slow for both of us, so me and Scott were able to get more time together face-to-face. So a lot of these turns are going to be, a lot of these videos now are going to be probably about 15 minutes each. There's not a lot to go through with the log files. All we can really do is extrapolate what happened based on what's the map shows and the kills that are in the kill boxes and in the victory point hexes. So that being said, the new AM cycle started, and as we do with each game turn, in the play sequence here, we do random events and we do weather phase. First of all, the weather phase here turned out to be all clear. The storms cleared up and the skies over the Indian Ocean were easy travel. One more time, the dice roll for random events ended on command failure. And again, I'm sorry to say for Scott that the dice ended as a Russian-Soviet command failure. Fortunately for him, though, the result on the zone table was only a 5, which was the Indian Ocean, or India, I should say, Sumatra, North Arabian Sea, the Maldives, and Saudi Arabia. So when we look at where he had command failure, a lot of it didn't affect him. There were no aircraft there, certainly not in Saudi Arabia. The North Arabian Sea, he doesn't have any aircraft. Well, I should say he did have a carrier there, which the only aircraft on that carrier is its Harrier, which doesn't provide him anything there. India was hit with a command failure, but for the most part, his aircraft are ineffective in that region. Save to do cap, but even in that, I haven't been putting any pressure on the land bases of India. The Maldives here, again, no aircraft. Both of his air bases over the Adu Atoll and the Male Atoll were already destroyed. So the command failure really didn't affect him too greatly in this regard, so that was no big deal. We did get a couple of successful satellite rolls, and let's see here, how many did we get? This is game day 4. Yeah, that's great. I can tell you I got 2. I put one here on the Task Force 1 of Strategic Detection and Task Force, or on the the Beluga ran at full speed. That's not what I did. I got 1 for here on the Task Force 1 that I placed. And you know what? Scratch that. I didn't. I had a reconnaissance aircraft out of Riyadh over Socotra, and that's how I found his task force here. I know he got a strategic detection, and he placed it on Task Force 6. And I think that's all of them. There's a strategic detection on the Baton Rouge, but I believe that's because she ran at full speed. Any sub that has a strategic detection marker on it was definitely because the sub ran at full speed, because we didn't. No one wanted to use a satellite roll to take that extra step and see if you could pinpoint a submarine. It's really hard to find a submarine with a satellite. Anyway, so we can go extrapolate from this, like I said, that one strategic detection came from satellites for the Soviets, and he placed it on 6. My strategic air detection over Riyadh, or from Riyadh, I should say, over Socotra, got me pegged in his Task Force 1. So we started this turn, and as you can see how it went, he won initiative in both action segments, started with subs, I ran subs, went to surface, then he went to surface, then I did surface. And what can we say happened here? Well, looking first at placement, Task Force 1 continued to pursue its course towards Roskarma to get under the cover of those aircraft. His ships are at a speed of 3, though, because of all the damage there. Task Force 2 still doesn't have any great damages, just though Kalinin was damaged. Of course, we did destroy the one slow convoy some time ago, and of course, his Kiev group is in the south in Sumatra, and so it hasn't really had to do any fighting yet. So Task Force 1 continued to move away, looking at the American or the Allied groups. We can see a couple things happened here. When Task Force ran, she obviously fired again with everything she had, and the Ark Royal was sunk. The French Duguay T, whatever, or Trouveau, I don't remember what the second part of this ship's name is, but this ship joined up with the Brits. But bottom line is we lost another carrier. That's 3 carriers down that we lost. As you can see here, I was able to mate up the Gas Prince and the Sea Giant with the Pakistani Task Force 6. Of course, it does have a strategic detection marker on it. That's not good. As you can see up here, all my warships that were escorting empty tankers have now all gathered as one with no more charges. So in the Persian Gulf, we can see that the Sungari and the Bridgeton have made it to port in Bahrain. We got 15 points there for that. That's great stuff. Task Force 1, which started here, then ran 1, 2, 3, 4 down towards the exit of the Persian Gulf because I want to bring all those warships out to put them to fight. Again, Task Force 6, the Pakistanis now are escorting the last 2 empty tankers that I have. The full tankers are with Task Force 3, and they have successfully pulled away from his submarines. He attacked them, and we can see that again, all of the torpedo attacks were left unsuccessful, thank God. Just the sheer amount of attacks, but for whatever reason, he left his subs here because, as you can see, he moved. He used his subs, but he left them right where they were after they attacked. He didn't move. This is great because my ships were able to pull away. Once I get one hex of separation between me and them, granted, I will lose my local detections on his subs, and truthfully, I don't care because he's going to lose all of these local detections on my ships at the end of these phases. So that's good stuff. Oh, one quick thing to point out here. This is the last iteration of this module that I put together. I got tired of the little detection markers here. So what I did is I created flags. So now you can go to your group and you can detect allied, and it goes strategic to nothing or local. So it's just a flag at the top of the counter for the ship. I also added flags for aircraft. If we look at the aircraft, you can now put a high mission or cycle the range. So basically, cycling range is Control E. So you can go Control E, Control E. Why isn't it working? Let's see. Turn off high mission. There it is. So Control E. So you'll see the options for range goes back and forth. Air-to-air refuel is now a flag instead of a counter that goes over the top. High mission cycle arranged for different extending of ranges. Flight range, airbase, and all that kind of stuff stays the same. But anyway, I just added those last features just because I wanted to tinker again, and so that's what we came up with. I liked the looks of these flags across the tops of the counters instead of overlaying everything so you can't see your ships without moving those strategic and local markers. So anyway, then we look at that's what his subs and his surface did. As we go down here, you'll see obviously that I no longer have a Task Force 5 here. The Ranger was sunk last turn, which meant all of its aircraft were killed. So his Indians attacked again, and his subs attacked again. And as you can see, Task Force, the Ranger group, Task Force 5, has now been reassigned to the Saudis up in Persian Gulf. And the Ranger's gone, along with her whole group. Everybody was killed. Only ship left there is the cargo supply, which basically he had no interest in. And instead, he's turned his sights on to the Baton Rouge. Now the Baton Rouge is running for her life as slowly as she can. And she now has the Soviet task force up against her, as well as the Indian task force. Sea Lion is still here and the Cockerel is still here. Both of them are capable, but really nothing to show for their efforts there. Still haven't killed the Shuka with two. Here's a diesel boat that's damaged, and I've got the highest powered, best of the fleet nuclear subs here, the Albany and the Miami, both with 10 ASW, and I can't kill this ridiculous diesel boat. I like the new mechanics compared to 6 Fleet that I have played multiple times. I've never played the 2nd Fleet battle set, never played 7th Fleet battle set, never played 3rd Fleet. I've got 6th and I've got 5th. I love these rules for subs. I think it's great, but at the same time, I don't want to make things OP. I think some of the Russian subs are OP with with these 9 defense values that they have, and it's just incredibly hard to find them, let alone sink them. But I don't know. Once a ship is damaged, once a sub's damaged, I think it should step down. I don't know. I don't know what the right way to do it is, and I don't want to. I like how subs are hard to find and kill. It makes sense, but at some point you go, come on. Whether it's a ratio of ASW you're attacking with to their ASW, it just doesn't seem to work well in that regard. I think this boat should have died a long time ago when you got 2 technological wonder hunter killers trying to find it and kill it. It should be dead. You'll see here as I move closer to Diego Garcia, we lost one of our slow convoys and we lost the other frigate, the Sprague. So looking at the kill pile, we see the Ark Royals in the stack. We see the Ranger and the Clemenceau. Fortunately, the Clemenceau and the Ark Royal aren't double points. They're just normal points. Only the U.S. carriers are double points for his victory points. As you see, the Sprague fast frigate is dead in the kill pile for fast frigates. In the destroyer pile, this was the Waddell. She was with the Ranger. The French were already under on the bottom here. We go to the CGs now, and that's the Gridley that was also with the Ranger. So I lost some really good ships there in Task Force 5 with the Ranger. It just it was the race that we didn't win. But up here you can see that we sank the Erdish, we sunk the Spuznikov, so a lot of his subs are dying, which is cool. But none of the deep divers. Those are the ones that are the real threats. But I'll take any kills when it comes to subs. I truly will. So that's pretty much how those 4 turns went. Got some kills here. The Shark died over here. Only the Sea Devil and the Key West are left. The Shark is one of my one of his successes over here. And the Indian Flotilla, our Group 2, is still alive, but we haven't finished yet with this turn. I still have an air attack on those guys that I think ends them. So up in the Gulf of Aden, again, nothing's really going on. He's bringing these Ethiopian patrol craft down. He wants to bring some firepower down. He's racing them down, guys. Them guys down as quickly as possible. I'm waiting for air to hit these guys. We'll see what happens. And just to kind of give you a picture of it all before we move to the next map real quick. He's got a lot of units down in Sumatra. Probably could have been using them up north to help stop some things, but he concentrated on the Ranger with all that. And, you know, it's a little bit of a blessing that he didn't move all that stuff north to interdict my few task forces up there. Or even west, or, you know, in truth, it would have been south towards Diego. So anyway, let's bring up the next map. We've looked at this one enough. All right, with our new look here, we see in action segment 5, he won initiative again, and he launched his aircraft. We don't have a log file. We don't have a log file for this whole turn, so it's all just, let's see what happens here. So let's kind of peruse the map a minute. Looking at my task forces here. Group 5 is still there. Group 6, remember Task Force 6? Remember I was saying, yeah, he had a strategic marker on Task Force 6, which was the Gas Prince and the Gas Giant and the Sea Prince. All that's left is his fast frigate, the Kabar. He launched his bombers. There was no air defense for this group. He had a strategic detection marker. It does not take long when a bomber of this caliber with 60 bomb strength flies over some of these ships. He had his backfires up here. Why isn't it popping up? There they go. It's Tupolev 160, and his, which was hit in this attack. That was one of the nice things that happened, to see that bomber get hit at least. Ashgabat, he had a backfire bomber get blown out of the sky. I don't know if this happened in this turn or not, but only one Tupolev 22 left there. That's good news. And his fighters, of course. I don't, unless he landed at Kerman. Nope, he doesn't have any more. Just lost a backfire. His Tupolev 160 got hit. So bottom line is he flew these aircraft down, and they took out all of Task Force 6, leaving nothing left but this Pakistani Kabar fast frigate. Lost points there, obviously, in ships, and lost the remaining points that those 2 empty tankers would have been worth if they had made it up here to Dubai. That was the, no, maybe not Dubai, is it? Should be a little ship icon like this one right here. Bahrain was one base. Maybe it is Dubai. Yeah, it's Dubai because it's at the bottom of the hex there. That was their target hex. They never made it. Oh well. It's when he put the strategic marker on it, there was nothing I could do to defend him. So they had to rely on their own firepower. And truly, I don't even think it was bombing that he did. I think he hit him with air to surface missiles and just crushed them. So at least those that he could with the backfires. But that's what the backfires were built for, right? Those Badger bombers were built to hit lone ships out there on the water that from range. We looked at his task forces. Everything is the same at this point. So that was his air. If he did anything with Ross Karma's bombers, I don't know. He only had a Tupolev 16G left there, but he had some Aleutian 38s to attack with. Nothing really that I can see that his aircraft did beyond killing that task force. Let's go to the next map. All right, guys, this is the last segment here of, and as you can see, I've already moved the markers, so we ended this thing and reset all the markers, but this would have ended with my aircraft, and let's see what would have happened. The combat air patrol over Socotra is not gone, but we do see that Tbilisi was hit. So the Diego Garcia, the B-52, has an S2 range with 60. I'm pretty sure I flew that thing up to attack the Tbilisi and come into here. No, I know what I did. I came into here through the combat air patrol of the Task Force 3, which gave me my Tomcats in strength there. He would have been attacker at 10 to 18, 1 to 2 odds. And if my memory suffices, he did not come out to attack them. He just stayed to include his aircraft as a defense. Is that right? I don't remember. My aircraft on the Lincoln still F-18s, A6s. Bottom line is his combat air patrol is still in place at this point. Unless the RTB was done, and then he put them back with the resetting of the counters. Bottom line is at this point we see that Tbilisi is hit. And I think there was a ship sunk because I think there was 6 ships in here in the last action segment. Something happened. It wasn't submarines. It had to be aircraft. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember at this point. We're getting to close to the end of this war, and things are happening fast. But needless to say, I show that for it. The good news is that Diego Garcia is back active. The F-15s are back over Diego in this game turn with the repair phase that happened the last PM cycle. And that put the F-15s back over Diego Garcia. And as you can see, my Task Force 4, which is the amphibious attack group, is now able to sail north. I can tell you right now that my Task Force 4 did launch her aircraft along with these F-111s out of... Oh, no. Here's what happened. I remember this now. Excuse me, guys. Because if we look at the turn track, you're going to see the F-111 right here is in now Abu Dhabi. I flew that thing over his group to attack. Now Why the cap is still there, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember the specifics there. The cap is still there, but the Tbilisi was hit. I can't. We would have to. Obviously, we did this together as a. It's not a log file, obviously, so we played it face to face. I just don't know what happened there. That's a bummer. But anyway, as you can see here, his Indian task group, this the flotilla, the task force 3, or maybe it was 2. It's gone. It is all gone. Task force 4, his Indian task force 4. There it is, task force 4. The Virat had already been damaged from early part in the war. So the Indians aren't looking to. I mean, he's got a full task group down in the Sumatra zone, but for the most part, the Indians don't have a lot left to bring to the fray until he can bring this task group here, or this task force up to the combat, which is actually happening for the most part now in Socotra. I'm kind of zigzagging all over the map here. Sorry. Anyway, so going to the kill pile and to kind of do this last bit of evaluation, we see that his 3 flotilla ships were all killed. That was great. We killed the Urdish. We talked about that. The Spuznikov, that was from the previous turns. His fast frigate here, the Indian Gomet, was killed in that task force too. So we're starting to see U.S. Allied kills stack up, where before it was predominantly all Soviet kills here. I've got a lot of victory points in for offloading of ships. That's good stuff. Along with the kills of the air bases that I've made, and along with the number of ships I've killed. He's got a good number too. Bottom line is, at this point, still, the game is sitting at a Soviet marginal victory. I have a lot of work to do still, but I am very close to pushing that over the edge and moving it to Allied marginal victory. I just need to get a few things out of the way here. And we'll see that happen in the new day here, because this is the end of the day. Or no, it's middle. It's the middle activity. This is game turn. This was game turn 10. This was the last activity cycle for the morning phase. So we're moving into the middle of the day. So this will be the last video I make for tonight. I'll probably get another couple up this weekend to hopefully end these and end this review of this combat that we did. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you are, please give it a thumbs up. I thank you for watching. I appreciate the attention that you're giving my videos here. As a novice doing this, it's kind of cool to see that people are taking interest in watching them. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'll talk to you with the next video.